I heard someone say recently that realtors don't have skin in the game, that they don't make much of a difference for their clients, and in fact, that realtors don't have real jobs. And honestly, I get why somebody on the outside could come to that conclusion. From the outside, this business can look ridiculously simple. A house gets listed, some pictures show up online, a sign goes in the yard, people walk through it, somebody writes an offer, and eventually everybody sits around a table and the realtor gets paid. If that's all you ever see, I can understand why you'd wonder what the hell we're getting paid for. What you don't see is everything that happens before that check ever exists. And sometimes that check never exists at all. On a listing, I can have hundreds or even thousands of my own money into a property before we have any idea whether it's going to sell and close. Photography, video, drone, floor plans, signs, ads, software, staff, marketing, printing, gas, all of it. Nobody's reimbursing me along the way. If the house doesn't sell or the transaction falls apart, there isn't some invoice I send the seller for my time and money that I've already put into it. That money's gone, and so is my irreplaceable time. There have been plenty of times where I've spent real money marketing a house, putting 60, 80, even 100 hours of my irreplaceable time into it, and walked away with exactly zero. Then there's the amount of time and energy that goes into doing this at a high level. And this is the part most clients never really see. The calls at night, the texts while you're at dinner, long and hectic weekends, pricing and positioning conversations, showings, feedback, contractors, inspectors, appraisers, lenders, title companies, attorneys, and other agents. It's figuring out whether the lender on the other side actually knows what they're doing, talking another agent through a problem before their buyer freaks out, an appraisal that doesn't make sense, inspection issues, renegotiation, title problems, and sometimes fixing something before my client ever realizes there was a problem in the first place. And yes, sometimes the job is basically babysitting 5 adults who all swear the problem is somebody else's fault. And here's the really screwed up part. The better the agent is, the less of this stuff the client actually sees. That's kind of the whole point. You're never supposed to feel every problem. You're supposed to feel like somebody has it handled. If I'm doing my job really well, my client may never know about 80% of the fires that almost started because I put them out before they got big enough to become their problem. And I'm not pretending every realtor operates this way, because they absolutely do not. There are lazy agents, there are inexperienced agents out there, agents who overpromise to get a listing, agents who take terrible pictures, who don't answer their phones, who basically throw a property into the MLS and wait for somebody else to sell it. I've been doing this long enough to understand exactly why some consumers may have a bad opinion of our profession. But that's also why I push back pretty hard on the idea that a good agent doesn't make much of a difference. When somebody hires me to sell their house, they're trusting me with what actually is one of their largest financial investments. And there's a very real window of time when that house first hits the market where we have the most attention and the most leverage. You don't really get a do-over on that. If the pricing's wrong, the presentation's bad, the photography sucks, or the rollout strategy is wrong, the market remembers it. By the time everybody decides they should have done it differently, some of the best opportunity may already be gone. And this is the part I think people miss. A lot of what you're paying for is somebody who has seen this movie 500 or 1,000 times and has a pretty good idea what's probably happening next. It's knowing when to push and when to pull, knowing what a buyer or another agent is probably thinking, knowing where the leverage is in a negotiation, knowing when a problem is actually a problem, and also when everybody just needs to calm down for 5 minutes. And sometimes it's asking for permission up front to be direct and tell your client something they absolutely do not want to hear in order to help them from making a big mistake. I've told people that it may not be a good time to sell before, and that maybe they should sit tight for a while. And I'll do it again. I've recommended sellers take an offer when they wanted more because I knew that that was the best we may see. And I've told sellers to walk away when taking the easy deal would have gotten me paid faster because I'm a fiduciary, meaning my client comes before myself or anything else. I'm not interested in selling every person who reaches out. I'd rather somebody trust me for the next 20 years and send me their family and friends than talk them into a bad decision today that I don't believe is right. There are many clients I'm 3 generations deep with now, too, because of it. So when somebody says realtors don't have real jobs or any skin in the game, yeah, I laugh a little because we have a ton of skin in the game. It's our money, our time, our reputation, our relationships, our nights and weekends, and a whole lot of energy that could result in nothing, as none of it comes with a guaranteed paycheck. And before anybody misunderstands me, this is not a poor realtor post. Nobody needs to feel sorry for us. We chose this business, and I, for one, happen to love it. But here's a quick question. Would you work in a 100% commission business knowing what you know now? I just think the general public should understand that there's a huge difference between having somebody with a real estate license who may be part-time and just trying to earn an extra income on their side, and having somebody that's full-time with a tremendous amount of experience who is actually in the deal with you. Because I think I've proven my point here, that this is a real job. It's more real than going somewhere, punching a time clock, and earning a guaranteed sum for that day, that week, that month, or even that year. When you hire a really good agent, a lot of what you're paying for is stuff you may never see. You may just get to the closing table at the end and say, honestly, that went a lot smoother than I thought it would. Meanwhile, your agent's over there sitting thinking about the 82 things that almost went sideways along the way.